It's the last page.
I am caught up with One Piece. I am 100% current with the manga, and I am so happy. I no longer have to worry about spoilers. I can go watch all the YouTube videos I want. I can watch all the theory videos. I am so happy. Yes, technically, I caught up during a break. Oda needs to take a break for his health and surgery and all that stuff. Yes, 100%. Not the best time for me to catch up, but at least this way I get the time to interact with the community a bit and see all the other content that's been made and what everyone thinks and theories for how it's going to go forward. Speaking of which, I am looking for the craziest theories that you can think of. Like, it's never going to happen, but like technically the story doesn't contradict it, but still off the walls crazy. Those are my favorite kind of theories, obviously. Yeah, I haven't been able to watch any because I've been so paranoid about spoilers. And aside from like attempting to go on YouTube to hear someone pronounce a name, which clearly didn't help me because I still can't pronounce any names. But anyhow, I get to continue on with the series, and I'm so happy. I'm just so happy. All right, getting into these last final chapters, and oh my god, a lot happened. All right, so let's start with, we had York revealed to be the traitor among us, and she had been talking with the little clones and being like, okay, I have ratted Vegapunk out to the world government. They are investigating him because I've told them that he's investigating the Void Century, and now we have a bunch of hostages from the other CP-numbered agents. Now, they're going to be looking for a traitor among us, so I need you, Little Snake, to turn me into stone when someone is watching, and then unpetrify me when they leave. I also need you guys to not kill Vegapunk. I'm assuming she's going to use him as a hostage or negotiation with the world government, maybe? I'm not sure how she plans to become a celestial dragon if she knows the world government will kill her along with the other satellites, so not quite sure what her full-on plan is in the details, but she seems to have a plan. Now, in the last video, I talked about how I wasn't the biggest fan of her being the traitor or the storyline there in general, and I compared it to Water 7 because that was the last time that a betrayal actually worked for me. I know we had Kanjiro, but I've established that I didn't like how the samurai were handled. And I can 100% understand how people liked it when they're reading week to week, just because you are forced to stop, you're theorizing, you're talking to other people who are also reading it current, you're a little whodunit murder mystery, but my issue, one, is there are no stakes or consequences, or it doesn't matter which one of them was the traitor, because I know nothing about any of them. So they're all essentially the exact same character with different names, as they all play the same role in the story for me. They're all an unknown. So it didn't matter who among them was selling out Vegapunk. And when you have the opportunity as a completed story to just binge it through, unless you're physically stopping to question and theorize yourself or with anyone else, it just binging it all at once, there was no stakes are revealed to me personally. What I would have loved to have happened was to use these characters to further explore Vegapunk and how his mind works. So I would picture them all as separate entities. They're all different individuals, more or less, but they're all different parts of his brain and how he kind of maybe interprets like good, evil, thinking, wisdom, greed. It all different elements. So I would have loved to see them almost collaborating with each other, getting together, saying, hey, here's my research that I'm currently doing. So the good one is talking about literally anything, and then the bad one can like jump, or not bad, evil Lilith can jump in like during his more or less presentation, be like, cool, I could use that to conquer this, or I could exploit this that you've just done or discovered or you're working on to gain more power over here. And they're like, okay, good point. I'm going to have to put a failsafe in that so no one does that. And intelligence can pop in and be like, we could extrapolate what you're just finding here and combine it with this person's research. And wisdom be like, yeah, but that has this consequence. And just seeing like the interconnections on how all these different parts work together to see how like other people would use Vegapunk's knowledge and creations, and hopefully like I said, create a failsafe so we don't have a repeat of Punk Hazard, because he probably didn't think, oh, no one would be stupid enough to unleash this poisonous gas everywhere and kill all these people. If he had thought of that, maybe he would have had a failsafe. So hey, here is someone who thinks like an evil person and could tell me how they would use this thing I'm creating, and therefore I can make it so they can't do it that way, kind of thing. I thought that would have been a nice little way to use their personalities. None of that matters, however, because right now we have a boat with the 3-skulled flag coming, and Blackbeard is on their way to Egghead. And I'm like, oh damn. But before we see Blackbeard get into Egghead, we cut to Elbath. Remember how I thought? Now, there's no way that Kid and Shanks will come to blows, because Shanks will just obliterate Kid's crew, and Oda's not just going to kill off Kid like that. So what I thought would happen would be Kid would turn over his poneglyph rubbings and be like, hey, there's someone here that I know who can translate this. And then whoever Kid knows on Elbath would be like, yeah, that's me. I'm going to vouch for him. Let's all just go to a room, translate this. You'll both have the knowledge and you can go your separate ways. I thought that was how things were going to be resolved, and I was so wrong. So, Kid, being the idiot that he is, decides to roll upon Shanks. And Shanks's quote-unquote fleet are mostly made of weaker ones that he's just protecting. And he's like, all right, guys, out of the way, clear the boats, I'm leaving, I'm sorry I turned this place into a battleground, I'm going to take care of this. And then when he's on his boat, he sees with his future sight that Kid's about to do something extremely dangerous and is going to destroy the weaker fleet members. And he's not going to allow anyone under his protection to be killed in that way. And he just runs so fast, gets the ships in command under control, and then the next thing we know, he's on Kid's ship, and he's like cutting off the mechanical arm weapon cannon that Kid is building up ready to fire. Killer, thanks God, gets in the way to probably stop Shanks from full-on killing Kid instantly. The rest of the Kid pirates are just like, please don't kill us. Please don't kill our captain. Here is our poneglyph rubbings. Take them and go. We're done. We promise. It's already over. But then when Shanks leaves, the two giants, the ones I think from Little Garden, they use their attack, and Kid's boat, along with all the crew members, go into the water. And I'm decimated, defeated. It's still Oda, so I don't believe Kid is actually dead. But my God, that was over quickly, and it was not what I expected at all. Meanwhile, Koby, my sweet, darling boy, has been kidnapped by the Blackbeard pirates. He's on Pirate Island. He has escaped from whatever cell with the help of my darling little goth girl. Is it Peronia? I call her Peronia. I'm not looking up how to pronounce it again because I fail every time. So she wants Moray to be taken out, not taken out as in killed, like escape with Koby. And Koby agrees, has to work with the pirate temporarily, and him and a bunch of other captured Marines are on the run. He says, I'm going to use myself as bait or distraction so you guys can all get away. And we get a flashback to him talking to Blackbeard, how Blackbeard's going to use him as a bargaining chip with the military to get Pirate Island to be recognized as an actual country with Blackbeard as the king. Koby says it's not going to work because he's actually a member of SWORD. We learned that SWORD is a group in the government that do not take orders from really anyone. They can act on their own. They can attack a warlord, a Emperor of the Sea without permission from the government, but in exchange, the government will not kind of protect them. They're on their own. Blackbeard pretty much calls him out on this, saying, yeah, but you're known as a hero from all you've done in the military, or the Navy, just because Koby is the sweetest boy in the world, because of course he's a hero. He's been called a hero many times, and I'm so happy. I want to see more from him. Can we get a Koby spin-off novel? Do we already have one? I'm going to look later. So he's running now present day, trying to get away, when all of a sudden, things start to go crazy. He's not expecting anyone to come save him, because again, when you're a member of SWORD, you're not supposed to be rescued by the Marines. You have Garp pulling up with his crew, and I love it. You got a girl with a whip who is commanding buildings to surround the enemy. You have another one who's shooting flower weapons, something to turn the bullets of the other one's guns into flowers. You got the clay, is it the clay man or something, with these golem-looking things that are attacking? And Koby is just shocked that people have come to save him. And there's a second in there where he's like, no, don't get your hopes up. No one can come save me. I'm on my own. But they came for him because he's a sweet, sweet boy. Garp launches his ship into the air and it falls down. I love that dog on the front of his ship. And he jumps over the side saying, do you have any idea what you're done? Koby is the future of the Marines, the hope of their nation, and he is my protege. And then Galaxy Punch impacts something on this pirate island and everyone's screaming, run, get away, it's Garp, we can't survive this, we can't get away, there's buildings everywhere, and then levels. And it is glorious. Did I mention I love Garp? All is forgiven. All is forgiven. I am so happy Garp is here. And my God, he's strong. Now, remember how I said it was pretty obvious that Kuzan here was undercover? Like, he went to the Blackbeard pirates and is, like, smuggling information, doing something. He's gotta be spying on them, because there's no way he legit just joined the Blackbeard pirates after losing his fight with Magma Bastard. I am questioning if that is accurate or if he legit just turned sides because he is tired of listening to the Navy and just wants to live his own life, be free, and do whatever the hell he wants and find his own version of justice. Because I honestly don't know. We get a flashback of him on an island recently having lost to Magma Bastard. He lost a leg and just left Magma Bastard with a bunch of scars. When the Blackbeard pirates show up and he turns some of them into ice and it's like, yeah, they attacked me first. Blackbeard's like, yeah, they probably did. Let's have a chat, have some drinks, get to know each other. We learn about the man with who sails a completely black ship and makes whirlpools, who possibly has the final poneglyph. One of the Blackbeard pirates says they think he's a government man, but Kuzan's just like, I never heard of him. If he was, I was pretty high up in the military. You think I would have known? Speaking of the black ship, I am begging either a reference to the Black Pearl or maybe Davy Jones. I don't care which. I'm leaning towards I want Davy Jones. That'd be fun. Yeah, he mentions about he didn't know anything about Poneglyph at O'Hara, and all he's seen there was a friend of his putting his life on the line to finally stand up to the government, and a little girl crying and him holding her fate in his hands. So he does sound genuinely upset and broken by having to follow the government's orders. And then when Blackbeard's talking about pirates in alliances don't have to like each other or trust each other, they just have to have similar goals in mind or ideals or something like that. So it is legit possible that he is actually joined the Blackbeard pirates. I still want to believe he's undercover and just getting information and putting himself in a good position to take Blackbeard out later, but I genuinely don't know right now. Present day, Kuzan goes up to Garp, having turned some of the other ones to ice, and is just like, I'm going to fight you now. I can't let Koby get away while Blackbeard's gone. Which maybe is a hint that he's not actually working for Blackbeard, and if Blackbeard was here and could have taken the fight himself, he would have stayed out of it maybe? I don't know. I don't know what to do with this man. However, fighting Garp apparently goes as well as anyone can expect, and Garp just throws him in a hole. He just threw a formal admiral in a hole. And it's just like, apparently you're not fighting Garp and winning. I love this. I want to see more of Garp fighting. Give me the God Valley incident. Give me Garp in his prime. That is what I want right now. But then I go from the high of that incident, and then Oda crushes my heart and soul. Oda gotta stop destroying ships that I like. So we're with La, fighting Blackbeard. The submarine sinks. It's cracked in half. And I did not, I like the polar tank. No, just no. La's down. Don't know where any of the rest of his crewmates are. Beppo's down, but thankfully, before Blackbeard can come kill La, if that was left on a cliffhanger and I didn't know if La was dead or alive, I might be having a heart attack right now. Beppo takes one of the, almost like a rumble ball, or similar to it, that Chopper had given him, and it transforms him into his Sulong form, which allows him to rescue La and swim out to sea, where obviously Devil Fruit users can't follow them, and they're getting way too fast for him to get on the boat, I guess. And La is begging him to go back because he can't abandon his crew, and Beppo's just like, you have to trust the crew that they will be okay, they'll survive we have to get away. I have to get you to safety. Seeing him go up against Blackbeard saying, do not touch my captain. Oh my love of God. Cut to the Marine headquarters. You have Sengoku and the older Marine lady whose name starts with T that I swear I totally know how to pronounce. Talking about how T-Bone, my darling, who I absolutely adored back in the Water 7 arc for how much he loved his crew and respected them and wanted to keep them safe, has been killed. So pissed. And not being able to trust the public because now the Cross Guild are putting bounties on Marine's head and they don't know if they can protect the people because the people want to kill them. But they can't really blame them too much because people are starving. They'll do anything for money for their families. And then they turn to Hina, whoever, the one who talks in third person, I really love her, saying, hey, have you seen Garp? Oh yeah, he's gone to rescue Koby. I think he brought Sword and some other ones with him, including your granddaughter. And they're like, what? I love it so very much. Cut to the Cross Guild. Buggy is talking to the one who killed T-Bone and saying, yes, your family will be provided for. You're a pirate now because the military will be after you if they find out. Oh, hey, my boat's ready for the 3 of us runners of the Cross Guild. It's a giant clown ship, and yeah, Buggy is in trouble with Mihawk and Crocodile for that. The next clip is just Buggy's head on a hook as they're pissed about the design of the ship. But Buggy ends up having a flashback about Shanks, crushing my heart and soul. About how after Roger died, Buggy was willing and ready to follow Shanks, thinking he would follow in Roger's footsteps, and that's what always had been the plan, for him to be the next Pirate King, to the next generation. And when Shanks said, no, I don't want to go to Laugh-Tale right now, maybe in the future, I'll still be a pirate, but I'm not going there yet. It upset Buggy, and he's like, fine, we're rivals, I'm not sailing with you. He makes an excuse saying, I'm angry at you for losing the treasure map and tricking me into eating a devil fruit or something like that, but the fact that he was willing to sail with Shanks and wanted to stay with him? Oh my god, Buggy. So now Buggy's hearing that Shanks is finally ready searching for Laugh-Tale, and he's like, well, by whatever means or coincidence, we're in the same plane now. We're both emperors, and I'm going to get there first. And he tricks Mihawk and Crocodile, who want nothing to do with it, into being forced to go search for the One Piece because he turns on the transponder signal and rallies everyone around to make it sound like they've already agreed, and that's a good thing to do. And I am so excited to see where that goes. I can only assume the reason that Shanks didn't go at first has something to do with the question that he asked Roger after returning from Laugh-Tale. I don't know what it is, but I can only assume it has something to do with that. Alright, the next scene is Sabo, my darling angel, is alive and well. He was not on Lulucilia when lasers came down. He had been sailing away, and it was like a redirected call or whatever it is. So he's there. Everyone's so happy to see him because they didn't know he couldn't send a message in case the government would track it. And he's brought a couple people from the island who were with him that wanted to join the army, including the milkmaid lady. I'm like 99% sure, the one that was with Ace's cover stories. So happy to see that she's fine. And he goes to talk to Dragon and Iva about what he's seen at the Revery, and I thought Oda wasn't going to tell me what actually happened. Oda told me what happened there, and I'm so upset. Remember how I said I figured King Cobra was in hiding, they faked his death, he's not really dead, fake news, Sabo would never? Well, Sabo would never. However, I was very wrong. Remember how I thought the punchable Dragon Carlos guy, he would have been the one killed, and that the only good celestial dragon, the one who was protecting Princess Crybaby, would probably be in on the plan, so they faked his death or attempted murder, kind of get him out of things. I was wrong on every level. So, like 3 or 4 objectives for the mission. Destroy the celestial dragon's food supplies, cut off some supply routes, rescue the slaves, save Kuma. And everything goes more or less without a hitch. Sabo showed up to the Revery and was able to help destroy one of the figures and attack the food supply. The slaves were revolting or running, and the Soot Man, who I'm absolutely adore. I love his powers. I love the birds. I love the ravens. I love everything. Partly because of my love for Itachi, I'm almost positive, but that's fine. I love him. And then on his way to go get Kuma, he runs into Bonnie, who is also there looking for her father, and he ends up going to and overhearing the conversation between King Cobra and the five elders. I'll also talk about real quick. You have Princess Shirahoshi being captured by the Charlo's punchable face dragon, and it is not going well. She is screaming, I am upset. Her brothers are about to come charge when the good celestial dragon, who's willing to help, gets between them and is just like, no, do not interfere. You have to think about your kingdom. It will be attacked if you touch the celestial dragon. They're like, why are you getting in the way? You wanted to help us before. It's like, because I already got a plan. Those guys are pirates. They don't have a nation to think about. And the ones from Dressrosa, Sai? The two little ones, they end up attacking the celestial dragon and freeing Shirahoshi, and she gets away. Thank God. However, Vivi has also been kidnapped by CP0 for reasons. I don't really know what said reasons are. Probably for just thinking that she's going to cause trouble. And they're talking about how she'll probably be sold off to be someone's pet. I don't know what trouble she got in. But Vivi was just more concerned about Shirahoshi's safety. And when she learned that she was safe and away, she was so relieved. I love Vivi. I love Vivi so much. So much. I love Vivi. Cut to King Cobra, who is in the empty throne room with the five elders. And he's asking things that are going to get him in trouble. So he explains the history of the celestial dragons, the 20 nations who all came together to form the world government, and that one of them, Nefertari Lily, who was a former queen of Alabasta, who would have been a celestial dragon but turned down the position and wanted to return home. Now he's asking, hey, how come I have no records of her ever returning to Alabasta? It was her younger brother who took over. And they're like, that was like 800 years ago. How the hell should we know? And he pretty much says, well, why don't you tell me about the Willadine, what that means? And they're like, what are you talking about? Cue Pointy Hat Man coming in and sitting on the throne. So King Cobra knows he exists. The five elders are shocked that Pointy Hat Man showed up. And this is not going well for my favorite king. So Pointy Hat Man is saying, what do you know of the Willadee? They've been a nuisance from the dawn of time, the ones who challenged the world government. And those left behind are husks that don't even know who they descend from, more or less. And the king is just like, based on the letters that we have from the past, Lily Nefertari was actually a member of the D family, meaning that Vivi and him both hail from the Willadee as well. And there's a moment of shock. I think it's shock in the panel. I don't think that Pointy Hat Man knew that Lily was a member of the D family, but I do think he had a relationship with her in some way. Now, my current tinfoil hat theory that may not be too tinfoil hatty would be that she was original owner of the Op fruit that La has, and that she used it on him, probably forced, to make him immortal. That is my current theory, because when he says his name is Emu, something like that. I like Pointy Hat Man. They're like, oh, that is one of the names of the original founding 20 kings. So that's terrifying. At one point, King Cobra is just like, if I lie to you about what they were talking about at the moment, any chance I'm getting out of here alive? And the five elders have already pulled guns on him, so no, he's not. When he reveals that she was a member or had the D in her name, Pointy Hat Man then uses a black arrow thing to stab through him, but Sabo shows up and tries to defend him as he was listening and overheard everything. So Sabo's in a lot of trouble. He is running with the king, trying to get him out, trying to get him to stay alive. And the five elders have, I think it's the five elders, have turned into these black shadowy things and are also attacking. Side note, all the five elders are named after planets, 1000% confirmed. Don't know what that has to do with anything, but confirmed. And King Cobra mentions something that I'm going to have to get the exact words for. So he's trying to give Sabo a message to give to Vivi, telling that, hey, we have the D in our name, we come from that family. But also something about the poneglyphs, but it's cut off, and I don't think Sabo, it could indicate that Sabo didn't hear it, by the fact that King Cobra gets murdered in front of him. Yeah, he says the poneglyphs and then growl noises, and I'm thinking it says must be protected, bears the flag of the Dawn against the new something in world. And he's counting on you, Sabo. So I'm like, I want to know what exactly was said, first of all. But Pointy Hat Man had been talking about how it was Lily's mistake, or possibly plan, that led to the poneglyphs even surviving, and how they got spread around the world, and that was like his one error that she caused. And I need to know. I love the poneglyph story, and I want to know everything about the Void Century, so I think we're getting there slowly. So Sabo was able to get away, but Whirlpool was also listening and overheard all of this. So he takes off running. He's eating his way through the building, trying to escape, goes into the room where Vivi's being held hostage, and she grabs onto him and keeps on going, runs away with him. And they get to Morgan, and that's why they're with him in hiding. Smaller areas are being starting to rise up in revolution, so they send off the other clones of the warlords, and we have Tiny Mihawk. No, we don't. Not Tiny Mihawk. We already had Tiny Mihawk. We have Tiny Crocodile and Doflamingo, and oh my god, they're so cute. I love them so much. They're gonna cause so much damage. I need to see what they're gonna do. We have Sabo finishing up his story, them connecting the name to one of the previous founding kings that made the world government, thinking he's immortal, and that the idea of this big shadow coming over, was it Lulucilia, possibly being one of the ancient weapons. Now, originally, I thought it might have been the Uranus, and I still think that's the most likely option, but maybe not. It's hard to say. But Dragon makes a very good point on why would they be using it now and not earlier. I have a couple things going through my mind. The first being that now that the Poseidon has made themselves known, that Pointy Hat Man was waiting for all of the ancient weapons to kind of reveal themselves. So when Shirahoshi came to the capital, something was said or recognized, and they're like, oh, Poseidon, got it, we got that one. They had figured the walls of Wano would be coming down soon and would gain access to the Pluto. Maybe the fact that maybe he was waiting for Luffy's Devil Fruit to awaken, but it would awaken too soon. And now they've had to move up their plans. Like, maybe that's why they didn't go after Luffy originally, knowing that he had the Gum Gum / God Nika fruit. Knew that he had that, but didn't want to kill him right away because, hey, we need the awakened version of that for something, and I just don't need it yet. So keep him on the back burner, slow him down, and then when it actually awakens, like, oh, it's too fast. Let's move up our plan, tell Vegapunk to build faster, because I think it is a weapon that Vegapunk has built. It's called the Mother Frame, though, so I'm thinking it will hold all three ancient weapons somehow. And that I like Transformers, okay? And Frankie would love the idea of the three ancient weapons coming together to make a Transformer. Or for all I know, it is the Uranus. They went to the moon between chapters, read the stuff, found it down there, fought an L, and came back down. I don't know what Oda has planned, but I need to know. I need the next chapter, please. Finally, we're introduced to the Holy Knights, who have authority to execute celestial dragons because they kill the only good celestial dragon for defending the fishmen. And I'm not going to try to pronounce their name right now, it's just not going to work, was fought or made recognized at God Valley. Therefore, he probably fought with Garp and Roger. I need to know who this man is. He's apparently going to be from the same family as Shanks, if Film Red has anything to say about it. I need the next chapter, please. How am I supposed to survive? How many more days is it? 24 days. I got 24 days till the next chapter. So please direct me to the most popular theory videos so I can watch them, please. Thank you. Bye. 3 skulls on a flag. Aw, God loves Shanks. Remember, my affiliates are famous for being weak. And the group around saying that's why we're still alive, because your flag protects us. God loves Shanks. Uh-oh. Okay. He's just observation hockey. Uh-oh. Is Kid dead? Oh God, the ship. They sunk, and they're in the water, and that's not good. At Elbath in the New World, the 3 billion bounty pirates, Captain Kidd and his kid pirates destroyed. With 1 swing from Shanks. Oh my God. Okay, so that didn't go how I thought it would. Oh, Captain Koby escaped! We're good! Revery brought snacks, so love that. Good to bring during a rescue mission. Defeating Garp. The dog boat. Vice Admiral Garp, run for your lives! Get off the island! But there's no exit. There's no exit from the square. Hey pirates, do you have any idea who you've taken prisoner? Koby's the future of the Navy. What's more, he's my protege. Galaxy Impact. Oh, I love Garp. And Garp, Koby's just there. Vice Admiral Garp. Why did he do this for me? Oh, God love him. God love him. Kuzan. I'm not okay with this. Oh, damn. Speaking of scars, Commodore, do you think he knows about Burn Scar? Burn Scar. I see there are 4 red poneglyphs out there in the world that are more important than any other. 2 of the 4 belong to Kaido and Big Mom, but the other 2, they're the ones we can't find, and one of them is said to be held by a man with a burn scar. Okay. They say he rides in an all-black ship that swallows enemy in a gigantic vortex if they should wander too close. Perhaps that's devil fruit at play. My guess is that it's a government man. The world government got dark secrets of its own, and if they hold one of the stones, it means no pirate will ever reach the One Piece. The only thing pirates need is an alignment of interest. You're a free man now. What do you want, Kuzan? Is he not actually undercover? Garp just threw him in a hole. You! On Winter Island in the New World, the pirates Trafalgar Law and his hurt pirates defeat it. But they're not captured. They're okay. I feel so bad for anyone who had to stop at 181. The passing of Vice Admiral T-Bone, a figure beloved to many in the Navy and the public, sent shockwaves around the world, but the Navy did not reveal the cause of his death. No! Hey, Hina, have you seen Garp? There's a new flavor of crackers out. A few days ago, he said, I'm headed out to save Koby. I think he went with Sword and Q too, most likely. Shock face. Okay, that's an awesome boat. I love Buggy's boat. Oh my god, I love Buggy's boat. It's on the book.
Oh, Buggy. He's thinking, you're not who I thought you were, Shanks. Aren't you going to be the king of the next generation? He had so much respect for him. Oh, my boy. Is that the one that the cow pasture thing with Ace's cover stories? Might be. Oh, we're actually gonna get it. What happened? What? Okay, note to self. People still know about Lucilia. So just vaporize the place as if it never existed. Left no trace. If they mobilize the Holy Knights, why does one of the Holy Knights' silhouettes almost look like Shanks? No, no. Denial, denial. Why is this boy so angry all the time? Because you're wreaking havoc on the city, obviously. Fujitora, what are you doing? I'm dropping a meteor. No, you idiot, anything but that. Oh, saw him with Saint Rosewald and his son Charles. I think Charles was the one who got temporarily attempted assassination. Why is Rob Lucci near Vivi? No mention of Queen Lily's name. She did not. Oh, sweet beloved God. She did not come back to rule Alabasta after all. Lily's younger brother took the throne in Alabasta instead. In that case, what is the D? Well, you see, there is a brief 800-year-old letter that she passed down through our line of kings. Why is Princess Shiori tied up? She's already safe. She's away and safe. Is she away and safe? I don't remember if she's away and safe. I think she is. Shirahoshi. The murder of Celestial Dragon. Is Charles dead? That's fine. Alright, pointy hat man on the throne. I know the name Emu already, but it must be a coincidence. Among the first 20, do not seek the answer. I will not prove it. So I think we're already confirming he is an immortal person that I would imagine the op-hop fruit was used on. That Lily had the op-hop fruit and used it on him. The D is the name of those who once opposed us. Okay, enemies of the gods. Those who bubble up from every corner of the world bearing the D are nothing but empty husks, ignorant of the meaning of their name. However, this recent development has its roots in Queen Lily's great mistake of 800 years ago. Mistake. As does the curiosity of the scholars rummaging after the void century. As does the spate of pirates seeking the poneglyphs for treasure. If not for Lily's mistake on that fateful day, the loathsome relics called the poneglyphs would not have been scattered across the world. And this unfortunate event of the past has one disastrous potential explanation. Was the liberation of the poneglyphs actually a simple mistake, or was it planned? The answer to that question must be found within Lily's letter sent to Alabasta. But I have only heard 3 speak of Queen Lily of Nefeltari dynasty. Why do you hide it from Mew? Tell Mew the proper name of the sender. The letter was signed by the Queen of Alabasta 800 years ago, and her name was Nefeltari. D. Lily. Okay, so we have a D. Tell them that we also bear the D. Does that mean, Vivi is D? At last I see a way forward for Alabasta. Sadibo. That's not where it goes. Oh my god! Must be something. Bear the flag of the Don against something world. Nefertari D. Lily. I'm counting on you, Sabo. Why is she tied up? Over the land of the gods, Fujitora helped the revolutionary army free slaves, and Tree Man snapped and turned on him. Damn it. Is this the last one? I'm on the last one! Oh god. There's nothing else after this, Maven. You don't care. Vegapunk's creation, the Mother Flame. That does not sound good. I'm assuming that's our lasers. Why do you choose Lucilia? It is close. Indeed. Oh, you cold bastard. Among the first 20 who created the world 800 years ago, there was a monarch named Saint Imu of the Nefron dynasty. Nero dynasty. Neronia dynasty. Look at this. It is said that the means to create everlasting life exist in this world. Well, someone had to prove it. Someone out there has been living for ages and ages without dying. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. If this thing you saw flying over the clouds and destroyed an entire nation was a government weapon, then only Vegapunk could have created it. Hold on, Iva. Vegapunk would not build such an obvious tool of murder, right? But what if it were an ancient weapon? That's what I'm thinking. And if Imu were alive since ancient times, it all links up. Robin told us that the ancient weapons are real, but if the government is in possession of a weapon, why have they not used it before, and why use it now? We have no food, no bread, only cake to eat. Let them eat cake. Fake quote. No! It's the last page. Very sad. New chapter coming in 28 days. I have to wait 28 days.